Hello, dear friend. My name is Megan Wing, and I'm the founder of the Solopreneur Academy, which has two programs in it. There's Five Figure Foundation and Six Figure Scaling. Since you are watching this video, you want to learn all about the Six Figure Scaling Mastermind, which is my 12-month group coaching program where I help people go from 10 to 100K plus. And within the program, there are a lot of features and benefits that I want to talk with you about in this quick video just to give you an understanding of what makes this program different and has helped so many people hit six figures within a 12-month period quickly. So I'm going to be sharing a little bit about the program. I'm going to show you a little bit behind the scenes and share not only is what helped me to make six figures in my first year full time, but has helped me scale to 1 million in my first 5 years of business and has helped so many of my other clients hit six figures as well. So let's get into it. What makes the six figure scaling mastermind something that is really different and sets your business apart from others is that I have found in the years that I've been in business that there are three different things that make a coaching program really successful. There is education, there is application, and support. Within the education portion of the six figure scaling mastermind, in this program, it's extremely robust. This is a program that is designed to help you set up a very simple strategy to scale to your first and multiple six figures. But there's also a lot of nuances and trainings that get updated and added to this program so that any other new things that come into the market, new strategies that can help you to grow, even just nuances for different social media platforms are all included within this mastermind. So I'm first and foremost going to show you what the educational aspect of the mastermind looks like. So within the six figure scaling mastermind, you are going to get the educational aspect of portals. So you are going to get a course aspect of this program when you decide to join. And within the course aspect, I have it divided into two separate portions. There is the essentials, and then there are the additional systems and bonuses. I did this intentionally because I know that when I join a program, sometimes I can get lost in the sauce and I can get focused on things that aren't the essentials to help me grow. So, within this program, we first and foremost make sure that you are set up with a strong foundation to hit six and multiple six figures. And then from there, you can add on awesome other things to your business, but it is not a requirement. Now, within the essentials, first and foremost, I talk to you about how to set yourself up with a CEO self concept that's really solution oriented, and you're creating a protocol around your day to day kind of setup so that you're not getting derailed by minutia that happens within your business. So that's the first module. I teach you how to really set yourself up like a leader as a six and multiple six figure CEO. This is where you're going to be standing out in your industries. You also need to be able to tolerate exposure therapy of getting into larger audiences. That's a big differentiator between my two programs is that six figure scaling is designed to get you in front of larger audiences. It's also designed to help you to build a bigger audience yourself. So within the essentials, I make sure that you're ready for that kind of exposure, which sometimes can include some negative feedback and things like that from either your audience and your groups, or if you're getting in front of other people, the ability to get in front of as many people as possible without taking things personally. So that's the first thing that we do is I set you up like a true six-figure CEO. The second thing that we do, as far as the six figure essentials go, is I help you to make a six figure offer. This is extremely important because even if you're working with people on a one on one level, and you want to build up credibility within your industry that makes you stand out. I help you create intangible value pillars, which I call your core pillars, and you are going to be able to utilize those pillars to make you stand out in whatever industry you're in. We, as service-based businesses, need to differentiate ourselves from product-based businesses, and you want to be able to talk about why paying you thousands of dollars for your service is going to give people a return of their time, money, and energy. And that's what we do with the six-figure offer. We translate all of your expertise that might be isolating to people and create something that is something so irresistible that somebody on the street who has no contextual understanding of what your service is and what you offer would be able to either say, I need this, or I know of somebody who does. And that's what helps you build up an audience of people who have demand for your offer. And if you are hitting the six and multiple six figures with one-on-one coaching, you're most likely going to need 20 to 30 clients a year in order to keep that bandwidth and that income rolling. And we want to create demand that warrants at least 20 to 30 people a year that are desiring your offer apart from other people in your industry. So this is really where we help you stand out. The third module in the six-figure essentials and what you'll learn is how to market effectively. A lot of times when you are first starting your business, it's okay for you to try things and be thinking of what you want to post every day. But as you grow your business, my goal is that the people who are in the six-figure scaling mastermind end up getting fully booked and have a wait list. That is the goal of this program. So within that, you are going to, as you serve more clients, you will have less time to focus on social media. And if you're trying to come up with things that you want to post every day, it's going to be inefficient. And eventually you will fall off with your consistency, which breaks trust with your audience on social media platforms and on email lists. We discuss both of those things within the six-figure scaling mastermind. And I teach you how to batch out your content monthly with ways for you to batch out your copy weekly. So you're only spending around 90 minutes a week getting all of your social media and email content out there, scheduled and ready to go. So you can focus on other ROI, return on investment activities throughout the week. So that is what we do in the third module of the six-figure essentials. Then, once you know how to market, I want to make sure that you know how to sell. So, the fourth module in the six-figure scaling mastermind teaches you how to sell. Now, first and foremost, if you are providing your service and you most likely have made some money within your business, you might have a consult structure already, which is great. We elevate that structure of your consultations to fit your six-figure offer so that you are speaking to the benefits of processes that you are going to be creating within the 12 months that you're in the mastermind that help you to stand out. So instead of you just teaching a generic time management process, you're actually going to create intellectual property within this mastermind that talks about you have specifically helped people to develop nuances within their calendaring system and organization. And then you'll speak about those unique processes on your consultation. That's what helps my clients. Not only are you going to get fully booked with your initial offer price point, but it's going to warrant you being able to charge more money for your offer because you have unique systems and processes that you are teaching your clients that you will develop in this mastermind so that then you can charge a higher price point. So my goal is not only that you get fully booked, you raise your prices, you create a wait list, and then you're able to do something like start a group. That is another thing that we talk about within the six-figure scaling mastermind is I talk with you about how to create a unique form of your service so that you can eventually, if you want to, go to a group offer, which is one-to-many sales. The other thing that I go over, not necessarily within the selling systems module, but I also teach within the mastermind, is how to set up a group program, how to create intellectual property that creates demand for a group program, and also how to launch and host things like webinars that sell your service either one to one or one to many to a group of people. So that is what we do in the selling systems educational part of the six-figure scaling essentials. Then in module 5, we talk about lead management. This is where you're going to learn that if you have an empty inbox, your income will follow. So everyone in the mastermind understands how to create a full inbox. There are different ways that you go about creating this within your business. There are two portions of your audience that you need to, first and foremost, with your current audience, you need to nurture that audience. That means you need to either be creating relationships with people, getting referrals from people that are already in your audience that might own businesses, or even friends, family, and acquaintances. So we create a system for that. And then there's also the aspect of lead generation. In this, if you want to make 100K every year and more within your business, you need to have a way to bring in new people into your audience. That means that you need to grow your audience by about 25% every year to create a healthy business model. And so I teach you how to build your audience by either doing collaborations to get in front of other people's audiences that are in a it's where you guys are a niche adjacent. I was like, couldn't come up with the word there, but you want to have a niche adjacent partnership where there's a non-compete, where you're able to actually talk with somebody who serves a similar population to you, and you can get in front of their audiences in a small environment, like I'm doing Instagram Lives collaborations, or you are getting in front of large groups where you're doing speaking engagements in person. That's the way I help people to manage leads, to generate new leads, and then also, of course, nurture your current audience. So that is the managing lead system. I teach you how to direct message people within your audience in a way that builds a relationship that's not creepy, that is not salesy, not, hey girl, what's going on with you? It actually derives demand for your offer because you're speaking to something that's a need that they have, and you are showing up like a professional online. Because as a service-based business owner, you do not want to be isolating people by just cold pitching right away. You need to build a real, authentic relationship in order to warrant the trust to even book a consultation. So that's what we do in the first person. We're nurturing leads, but then there's also a portion where you are going to be pitching and learning how to get in front of more audiences. That's a part of this piece of the six-figure essentials. And then last but not least, we have the planning systems. This is where I teach you how to track your revenue generating activities. You're going to be talking to people every single week, and you're going to be posting weekly. We track those two metrics because those are the only two real metrics that you can track and control. We do not track vanity metrics in the six-figure scaling mastermind because they are unreliable. People can go viral for things that are completely unrelated to their business. I've had many clients that have gone viral for things that are like, they might be an organizational coach and they go viral for a Christmas holiday tradition that they have. It is absolutely nothing to do with their niche. And you do not need to niche within the six-figure scaling mastermind, but it has nothing to do with their service at all. And it doesn't actually create demand for their offer. So we track the things that A, you can control, and B, the things that you can actually track and things that build demand for your business. There is a financial planning tracker. You guys might have heard of like the rainbow tracker. It's slightly infamous within the mastermind where people actually go through every single week for 52 weeks of the year and they are able to track the things that they are doing within their business. We create a six-figure formula for everybody that's in the mastermind, and you will know exactly where your consults are coming from, and you'll know how to sign clients in a way that's very strategic and not does not create any confusion about like where your consults are coming from. I want everybody in the mastermind to create consults monthly. My goal is that you're creating around 2 to 4 consults a month and signing 2 to 4 clients every single month, unless you have something like a group offer, which we do cover in this mastermind. And then in that case, you might be signing 20 clients in a launch format. Or if you're doing things evergreen, you might be bringing in people like 10-ish people a month. So we make sure that you have a system that is set up for you and for your business. And then, of course, here are all the replays of the coaching calls. There are 2 calls a week within the mastermind. You get a call on Tuesday from 10 to 11, and that which is typically for more advanced scaling concepts like group programming and webinars. And then there's an open coaching call on Wednesdays from 11 to 1 p.m. Eastern. Those call times might be subject to change as time goes on, but those are the calls that you get within the mastermind. So that's the first portion of a successful coaching business, in my humble opinion, is that you want to have a robust level of education to make sure that you actually have the strategy to make you set up for 6 figures. Now, if you use portions of this, what I say to my clients is you can either adopt my strategies completely, you can adapt them to fit your business's needs, or we abandon them completely and we create a new system and strategy in its place. But the thing that's really important about this is every successful 6 figure business has those 4 components. They have an offer that is successful and it drives demand. They have a marketing format to get marketing out there, regardless of social platform. They have a way to manage and generate new leads. They have a way to plan their processes out, and they have a successful way to sell. So every healthy 6 figure business has those 5 components, and that's what you're going to create within the mastermind. Then, as far as education goes, there is also additional systems and resources. Within this portion, there's additional systems on everything from webinars to annual planning. And then I have bonuses that are examples from my actual posts, how to do group programming and launching, like I mentioned, how to grow your LinkedIn network, how to live stream, how to make a freebie. A lot of these things are in here that are just things that I try and utilize within my business to make sure I'm successful to grow. You do not need to use all of these. And this is typically where I will refer you to these portions to make sure that you're staying on track. Then, last but not least, we have guest speakers come in and share about everything from how to make a podcast to how to make an email list to how to design your website. All these things are included within the additional systems and resources. So that covers for the 6 figure scaling mastermind, the first portion of why this program has created, and you guys can see in here so many successful clients who have built multiple 6 figure businesses. The reason why we're able to do that is because they have a solid education behind what they do within their businesses. They have the strategy set up to grow. Then what we do is there is the application portion of things. So what I have my clients do is instead of just applying things haphazard within their businesses, you can actually within the mastermind get a customizable Google document or Google folder that has all of those educational portions of things with templates that you are going to individualize to fit your business's needs that are located here. Now, I color code them because I like to color code things, but you do not need to color code them. And every client gets this when you join the mastermind. Within each of these subsets and within each of these folders, I have different templates that you will be able to customize. So, like the core pillars document, how to do thought work like a thought leader, how to market with a marketing calendar monthly, how to sell and within each of these, I explain in the modules what each of these folders are, how to facilitate a successful consult call, how to track your leads within a simple spreadsheet. There's no CRMs or fancy systems here. It is all within Google Docs because that's what I use to grow my business. And I think it's simple and easy to understand. That's that Rainbow Financial Tracker I talked with you about, where you actually track the metrics that matter so that you can grow your business. And there's also, so those are like the essentials. And then I also include, like I mentioned with webinars, there's lots of documents for you to track your progress. I recommend for my clients doing sales events, either monthly, bi-monthly, or quarterly. So we track those, we find out what your top performers are. As far as a webinar or presentation goes for your audience or for another person's audience. I teach you how to do financial projections, annual plans, where you actually break down your goals for the year down by quarters and months. So all of that is located in your Google folder. So this is the application piece of things. This is a very active mastermind. If you are the kind of person who is not interested in actually, like, you just like to consume courses, but you don't actually do the things that are in the courses, this program gets you into action. I'm going to have access to every single person who's in the mastermind's Google folder, and I can help you customize things. So on those 3 hours of live coaching calls, I might pull up your folder and say, okay, tell me about the webinar that you did. What is your goal for your monthly webinar in May? And then what was the result of that? And I go through and I track these things with you. These are not things that you need to do by yourself, but they can be, and they set you up to have a healthy business long term. And for me, it's so much more than the 12 months that you're in the mastermind. I want you set up for success for as many years as you have your business. So that's the application piece of things. You're going to be applying things every single week. Now, how do I actually make sure? Again, like, I've got these folders for you. If you never come to a group coaching call, I've got many clients that are international, South Africa, New Zealand, Australia, that aren't able to make the call times. So you can still apply things when you are in the mastermind and get feedback. So the application piece of things is, and the support is that you can get feedback on your webinars. You can create, I can look over your posts. We can get weekly forms, how to respond to DM questions, how to, like, any mindset issues that come up. All of this is included within the discussion stream in the portal here. So then once you get that feedback, when you have the support and application portions here, then I also give you, so that's the kind of like group support, is that on our weekly live calls, I'm taking notes. I'm actually pulling up your documents. I like to share my screen like I'm doing right now. Again, it's very action based and strategy based. And what I like to do is I like to give a differentiator between this program and a lot of other coaching programs is, instead of, for me personally, if somebody was like, Megan, and there are many ways to make a six-figure business. There are so many different things that you can do. However, what I had initially experienced in lots of coaching programs was people saying, hey, you figure it out, and I'm just going to coach you to be confident within your mindset. And then you're going to learn and figure out your own path. But for me, that kind of felt like I was forging my way with a machete through the woods. I wasn't actually being able to, like, I didn't feel like there was a clear path. And that led to so much stress and anxiety within my business. What I say is, I'm like, here is my way that I've tested, tried, proven and true, not only for my business, but for, like, I've worked with hundreds of entrepreneurs at this point. This is the things that I see are the most successful throughout all the businesses. And if you have nuances, I will still support you no matter what within your business. But I just want to give you a starting place. So instead of you just bringing a problem and me coaching you on your mindset, a lot of times you will bring me a problem. I will give you strategy. And then after the strategy is implemented or given, if needed, then I will do mindset coaching afterward. So that's just a differentiator for the way that I work through with my clients. I also, in my podcast, I have lots of examples of me coaching people so you can see, okay, this is what it's like to actually work with Megan. So you can see the way I coach because it's different than a way that a lot of people coach when it comes to business programs. It's very strategy focused, and just so that you know that that's the way that I like to do things. Um, but from there, so that's the public support. You are going to be able to get coached live, you get the discussion stream, and that's the public support. But I wanted this mastermind to kind of be a hybrid of one-on-one and group support. And in order to do that, I get for anybody that is in the mastermind, you are able to get 52 individualized videos from me or my team that are going to be able to give you feedback on your business. I do not want to be, for me personally, like I wanted people in my business. I wanted them up to date. I wanted them to know what I was doing within my business. And this is especially true for people who, if you are working full time and you can't make the calls, you can still get a private video every single week from myself or one of the co-coaches on my team. So what you have here is you have a blank form. Everyone, and this might be on Airtable as time goes on, so it might look a little bit different instead of a Google form. But we say what week it is, then you are going to list your wins of the week, what a breakthrough was for you, a actual thing that you are going to tangibly implement before the next week. I want to know how many hours you're working on in your business, how much money you've made every week, how much, and then your confidence with your skill sets, with the essentials of a six-figure business owner, marketing, sales, managing leads and planning, and overall organization. And if there's anything else you want to tell me, you can get feedback on that as well. Those answers currently are getting populated in a Google spreadsheet. If we switch things to Airtable later on, we might have a Zap that populates it into a Google form or things like that later. You can, if you want the specifics, I can share with you when you get these things going. But then I actually give Loom videos every single week. So you will get 52 Loom videos that are feedback for the 52 weeks that you're in the mastermind every single week from myself or from somebody else on the team on the things that are going to grow your business. The other thing is, I give you 12 monthly business audits. For me, there are two aspects of business. There is the front-facing part of your business, that is the marketing and social media side of things. And then there's the back end side of your business, which is the healthy way that you're creating and building relationships with more people within your business and your audience. So, what I do here for the monthly evaluation is every month you're going to go in. You're going to say what your goal was for your number of clients and income, the actual result. So we're going to go through and say, okay, my goal was to sign 3 clients and I brought in 2. You actually write that down in here. You say what could be improved for the following month, what your goal is for the following month. And this is due on the 5th of every month. And then I get your feedback within 2 weeks. So, and I include weekends in there. So I say by the 20th of every month. And then I have you include the personal financial tracker. So for me, I can't see your DMs. So you've got to tell me how many people you're reaching out to, whether you're doing one-to-many outreach and getting these speaking gigs, or you're actually speaking with your current audience. And then I also have you go through and you can say what your posts were instead of me having to go through and look at your LinkedIn and actually see, okay, in the month of January, I'm actually going in and counting those dates. You actually can I can skim it quickly and decide what pieces of your six-figure formula we need to tweak or edit so that we can actually create a sustainable six-figure business, not just for this year, but for years to come. And then a social media audit as well. So what we do with this information is then every single person in the mastermind gets a six-figure strategy document with your name, offer, revenue, and your goal for this year and the links to your important forms. This is the folder, the feedback form that's here, your progress tracker, which is this, your financial tracker, which is that rainbow spreadsheet, and then the social media links for you. And you can also add in TikTok, YouTube. I have people who use all platforms, Substack, any random platform you use. And then within the 12 months that you're in the mastermind, we are going to have your goals and the result for every single month that you are a part of our community. This is going to get filled in by my team on the back end. And then every month that you are a part of the program, you are going to get this duplicated, and your answers from this form go into a very large document here. And my team goes through, they filter it, and they put your answers in here specifically. And then you will get a personalized Loom video from myself. And a Loom video is just if you've never used Loom before, it's just a video from myself or one of the people on my team, and we will give you feedback to help you improve for the current month that you're in and for the following month. Then, if you ever get coached live, what we have here is, instead of you having to remember, okay, I got coached on December 13th, your coaching gets added here weekly by my team. So you can go back and say, oh, yeah, this is the coaching that I got. I remember I was really struggling with this. And this is essentially like a summary of all of your every single time that you get coached in the live calls is here. And then the summary of everything that you got coached on within the stream is going to be here as well. So if you're like, I needed my launch audited in March, it will be here, and my feedback will also go here. So that is what is going on here. So this is a six-figure strategy document. And these are the things that set you apart. So as you are reading and listening to or reading through this um, Canva document, I just wanted to elaborate and show you some behind the scenes, because that's for me. I really like to understand what I'm going to be getting as far as the features go. And I've set this mastermind up. I've been running it for over 4 years now. And the reason why I chose to do those specific things are those are the things that I know actually glean results. And this is a very results oriented coaching program. So if that is what you were looking for, make sure that you sign up. Please send in any questions or information that you need some clarity on. And I look forward to seeing you in the mastermind so soon.